Rise and shine, everybody. It's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
Hello there, this is Alan Collins, and you're listening to the
Stoned Roadie Show. The Stoned Roadie Show, podcast 275. Action. Alrighty then, Stone Roadie Nation, looky here. My name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stone Roadie. This is my co-pilot and the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. And this is January the 22nd, 2025. And it's another Wake and Bake episode number, the Morning Buzz, episode number 147. And let's just do some jibber jabber here, there, Griff.
Well, you said it's pretty cold up there where you're at, and it's snowing.
Whoa, boy!
Down here in Florida, it's it's not snowing where I am, and it's not going to. But up in North Florida, it's coming down pretty hard. Pensacola, and
it's 10 below zero here, with a wind chill, with a real feel of 22 below zero. Yeah.
That's pretty daggone cold right there.
It's cold. Yeah.
Did you have to shovel any snow?
No, you know what? I've swept a little bit off the back porch a couple of times, but I haven't plowed the driveway or nothing. You know, my car's 4-wheel drive, so there's 5 inches or 6 inches in the drive, but I got it packed down. Somebody stole my damn gator, but
right. Yeah,
that was my toy I plowed the driveway with, but I got a tractor I can do it with, but it's not very much fun on that tractor.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier in that gator.
Oh yeah, the dogs went with me. They rode along with me, and we just, that gator had a top. It was heated,
Those bastards that stole it, jackasses. Can't have nothing nice.
Can't have nothing, no.
Yeah. There's always somebody wanting to take your shit, steal your art, steal your gator, steal your Skynyrd films. Yes, yeah, there's just a bunch of assholes out there, and we just got rid of one too out of that presidency, man, and finally got rid of that jackass. Thank God.
Oh boy, I tell you what, there's some people today that's kind of sour at me, man. They're just,
Why?
You think you're perfect. I said I never once, kind of give the, the feeling that I was perfect. What I'm trying to relate is, that. I got enough self-respect not to be fat or obese, and that's my feeling, and I guess some of you take that offensive. I guess.
I saw you put something on Facebook about I don't think I'm perfect. I just have self-respect, and I was thinking, somebody's on Craig's ass again.
Well, I guess they're butt hurt because they're all hurt because because Mr. T took office, and now they gotta, people are starting to get little brains in their head, and and they think they're gonna maybe have to, identify that hey, maybe people are gonna recognize that I am fat. People are trying to eat properly, and God. I'm so addicted to food and addicted to my lifestyle, and there ain't no way I can change. I'm gonna be fat forever, and I don't want people to look at me when I'm fat and think that guy's fat. I just want fat to be normalized again.
Well, usually when you put stuff on Facebook and people start attacking you, I'll go on there and then I'll find out what's going on and who's doing the attacking, and then I'll stir the pot. I'll do like Kimmy says. I'll throw a pot shot at them, or a pot shot. What does she say? Griff throws pot shots at people.
Well,
Yeah,
you can feel
I'll
you
get
know
on
the
there.
ones that are really ashamed that they're fat. They're the ones that are bitching the most, and that's just the way. That's kind of common sense, ain't it?
Like if
Is in
somebody
my
was
book. I
attacking you
don't know.
before, I'd say, Craig, I think that person's fat. That's why they're mad. Then they jump off of you onto me. Yeah, and then and then you kind of just go away, and then I'm kind of left with it. But I have fun. I have fun throwing pot shots at them, like Kimmy says. But that Biden, George Bush, he pardoned like I think 200 and something, and Clinton pardoned I think 800. Obama pardoned like 1,500. Trump pardoned 200 and something the last time, but not Biden. He pardons over 8,000 people.
Yeah,
That's like, if that doesn't spell crook, I don't know what does. I mean, 8,000 people over is like 8,060 something, 8,064. Come on, man. That's like, that tells you.
they talk about going after your previous political opponent. My God, that's exactly what they did. And Trump talked about maybe having to pardon some of his family because they were involved in some of Trump's
Right. And he said
dealings and
he
stuff,
wouldn't do it.
but he never did. And that Joy Reid, oh, there was. I swear to God. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I like Trump and Biden freaking sucks. And so does everybody that supported that dirty bastard.
Oh, man. They ain't done yet.
What now? Them goddamn Democrats are crazy. They're all mentally ill.
Yeah. And you were saying that Joy Behar said what?
Joy Reid.
Oh,
The black
Reed.
lady that hates white people with the blonde hair.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the View.
Oh no. Yeah, the black lady with the blonde hair that hates white people.
Does that mean she likes white people hair but hates white people?
I don't know.
Well, we didn't get monetized on the last one, so we probably won't on
Well,
this.
yeah, we ain't gonna get monetized. You know what? I said they said you got your pay. We made $157 for 2 months. Screw them people. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, whenever we get you on Theo Vaughn and then our subscriptions go up, then
Oh,
it'll be
it
better,
don't matter. Them people, they're just like the damn government. They just steal the money. They just make up a bunch of shit. There's just,
Well, they're definitely making more off of us by what they're doing with commercials and things than what we're making. I guarantee you. And yeah, there's always somebody stealing something in there, Craig.
I don't know. The monetization thing was just a plus. We thought we were gonna. People say, "What are you gonna do when you guys are millionaires?" I said, well, we'll just give the money to the forgotten survivors, and that was kind of a motivation to do it. But might as well piss in the wind.
Well, things will get better.
Whatever.
We hope. Yeah, things will get better. Speaking of hard times, I was looking at, Heather Langley. She makes that jewelry, and she's got that website, Plectrum Heaven. And I think there's a lot of people kind of falling on hard times right now, and she posted something on Facebook. She might have to go back to work. She's got two special needs kids, and she's just said something about she might be putting some of her jewelry up for sale. So if anybody wants to get some of her jewelry, she makes rings and necklaces and things, and she's got like Hell House Dockwood that Gene and I gave her. She's got some railroad trestle wood, and I think she's made some things out of some jewelry out of all that stuff, and she's got it for sale. And now would be a good time to hit her up at Plectrum Heaven for some of that jewelry, and maybe it'll help her out, and then it'll help you out. Call her up or text her, send her an email or message, and say, "Hey, what do you have? Let me take a look and see what you can afford." It's pretty affordable anyway. It's really quality jewelry. As a matter of fact, I wear mine all the time. I got my Freebird that I keep that's made out of airplane crash metal. It's got a rivet in there, and actually, Heather and I traded for that. I traded her a Hell House painting for that, a big one, like a 3x5. And yeah, that was for me, I thought that was a good deal. I mean, it was a copy, but so yeah, she does great work. You guys check out Heather Langley at Plectrum Heaven and take a look at her stuff and see if you might want to buy something. Help her out, help yourself out. And yeah, so other than that, Craig, what else you got going, man?
I ain't got nothing going. I went to my old high school. They're going to tear it down. They were built it in, oh God, the 50s or something like that. And they're going to tear it down, and they was giving tours, and I went and filmed it. But yeah, it was funny. I filmed it.
You say you filmed where you threw that cherry bomb in the toilet or something, didn't you?
I got out of class and went down to where my girlfriend was down there, and I was sitting there talking to her, and I walked across the hallway, and there was a men's room there, and I went in the stall and opened the window and fused an M80 to a cigarette and stuck it out on the wind shed of the courtyard where the cafeteria and the library and everything was for the room I was in. I went and sat back in class, and I was sitting there, bang! And Mr. Roberts, everybody went, ah! And I started laughing, and Mr. Roberts, the teacher, said, "Oh God, no, you didn't." And I just laughed. And yeah, they called me down to the office. They said,
"Oh, he thought he blamed you for
no, he didn't turn me in. He was a cool teacher. He said, "You didn't." But yeah, the vice principal, he said, "I know you did it, but I can't prove it." Didn't hurt nothing. It just made a big noise.
Yeah, it's not like you threw
But
it in
I
the
filmed
toilet.
it. I filmed the whole thing, opened the window, and
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
get to see that. When you going to share that with
Oh,
us, Craig?
I just haven't time. Yeah.
Yeah, send it to me, and
Yeah. That
I'll put
camera's
it-
great, man. I was
Yeah.
in the cafeteria, and I said, "Oh shit, there's not enough light in here to do this." And so I did it anyway. God, it turned out great. Everywhere where there was real low light, turned out great, man. It's a great camera.
Did we get rid of that camera finally?
Nobody's paid for them yet. I haven't got any money. I ain't worried
No?
about it. Yeah.
I thought we had a deal on that last.
We've had 3 deals on it.
And then
4.
one of them you lost a check on, though.
Yeah, that one was my fault, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I sent you a check.
I think
one
I
time
threw it
or
away.
something.
I get so much junk mail. I think I just threw it in the trash.
Oh yeah, I remember I sent you a check and you couldn't find it, and I was like, "Well," I said, "I'll just send you another one and just throw that one in the trash if you find it, because to stop payment on a check costs like $50 or some shit. That's ridiculous. Used to cost $5. Now it's some crazy stupid crap." But then you found it. You had it in your visor above
Yeah.
your visor
I
in
got
your
this
car.
one credit card, man. And there's always somebody trying to go to India or something on that credit card, and they'll call me up and say, "You trying to go to wherever?" And I go, "No," and they cancel it. And there's people always using that card, and then they're always
Yeah.
sending me another one, and they send it in a nondescript envelope, and I just throw them away. If I look in the mail and I don't identify what's in there, I just throw it away. I get so much junk mail. And then I'll go, "Where's my credit card?" And I'll call the credit card company and go, "We sent it out." I go, "Oh, that's right. You send them in those nondescript envelopes, not just throw them away." It's only a couple one things I look at. I get so much junk mail. Every day I get somebody wanting to buy my house.
I had Discover Card call me one day and they go, "Hey, did you just use your card at Walmart?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Yeah, that's what we thought. Somebody's using your card at Walmart right now." And I go, "Well, can't you stop them?" "Yeah, we probably could, but it'd be better if you went down there." And I go, "How do you know they're still there?" "Well, because they just finished the purchase, and then he said they went back and got something else because they need to get up to, I think it's $499 before it draws suspicion or so. I don't know how the hell they know." And so I was like, "Well, I'm not going to go down there and confront some." I don't know how they must have skimmed my card off of something, and made their own credit card. I must have hit a skimmer somewhere. But it's just like we said, there's always somebody stealing shit from you, man. They ain't happy unless they're stealing from you. So, but I didn't have to pay for it. They said, don't worry about it." And then then I got the bill and it was on there. I called them and they took it right off. But yeah, be careful of those skimmers. At the gas pumps and the Haji Marts, things like that. That's where they
I
where
don't
they have
shop
them.
at Haji Mart. I don't. There's nothing
Yeah.
to buy in there.
Yeah, you can tell by the cutty when you smell the cutty when you go in there. Although there's an Indian hotel up there in Johnson City, and that's where I go every time I go to Johnson City, Tennessee. That same Indian hotel, because that Indian guy, man, he's just really nice, man. He's just the nicest guy. It's clean, it's cheap. He remembers me, and pretty cool. But then there's the ones that are jackasses. Like, I went into this one Haji Mart and I went into the bathroom and I turned the fan on and it sounded like a damn weed trimmer going off in there, Whee! Real loud. And I just left it on. And I came back out and the guy goes, "Go back in there and turn that light off." And I said, "I ain't turning it going back in there, And he goes, "Why not?" And I said, "Because they don't make me go back in there and turn it off at the racetrack." I said, I ain't going back in there. And don't come back here again, So there's some
What
cheapskates.
one thing I wrote down here to mention? I was watching that podcast back, and I was talking about Clayton, and I was, said that Gary had never talked to Clayton since Clayton left the band, and that's not true because when Bill Graham died, Gary asked me to go with him out to Bill Graham's funeral. And we went out there, and Clayton's the one that picked us up at the airport and picked us up in the morning and took us to the Bill Graham's funeral because Sherry was like Bill Graham's right-hand woman. And
Where was the funeral?
in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. And he was living out there?
Yeah, and we had VIP seats because Sherry, Clayton's wife Sherry, took over Bill Graham Productions, actually, I believe, and she got us real good seats and stuff. So we were So yeah, but yeah,
Wow.
Clayton. So that's the last time I think Clayton and Gary spoke. I think I'm not sure.
Were they getting along all right though? And
Yeah,
everything?
everything was fine. Yeah, it just you know.
I bet there was a lot of people at that funeral, huh?
No, Gary and Clayton were very, very, very close. Like I said, when we went out there to San Francisco, Clayton picked us up and took us over to the funeral, and we hung out and stuff. It was cool.
Um, did I wonder where they had Stevie Ray Vaughan's funeral at?
Probably Texas, I imagine. That's where he's
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
But there was a lot of people killed on that helicopter, weren't there? How many people was on there?
I don't even know that. No.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Kathy Godsey, somebody is getting a hold of Kathy Godsey and saying that we should get Randy Rhodes' sister on here, and he gave Kathy her contact information, and she's trying to contact Randy Rhodes' sister.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, he was, with Ozzy and that, but yeah, that'd be cool as shit. Yeah, Randy Rhodes. Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
was
cool. It'd be different. Yeah, something different.
I
Better
was
than a bunch of jibber jabber.
yeah. Well, anyway, we got some comments and questions as usual that we can go over, being as how we don't have anything else that we can talk about. Unless you got something else you want to talk about, Craig, we can
Oh no,
jump right in.
I'm just totally baffled about nothing happening prior to that inauguration.
Well,
I
because they
thought
moved
for
it
sure-
indoors.
I thought for sure they was just gonna dump over the chessboard and say, "Man, pull the power," and put everything in chaos. But that didn't happen. But man, they got something up their sleeve.
It's
But-
coming.
But they've been playing this game for hundreds of years, man. They just, look how long it took to resurface after JFK. So they got all the time in the world, man. It just,
Well,
think they don't think now is a good time to do it. They'll wait till they can brainwash or find everybody a new way to brainwash everybody. They did a pretty good job on the last one. All the sheeple got pretty fat.
But when they do things like they give George Soros the Medal of Freedom, and he just recently bought 200 radio stations so he can spread his communist propaganda, and he gets the Medal of Freedom, and that guy, and they're talking in Biden in his speech talking about the rich oligarch. That's Soros right there. He's one of those type, and for that guy to get the Medal of Freedom, that just tells you how corrupt and evil that administration that was in there. Just ridiculous.
Well, what's funny is China's not allowed to own an app, but they own 500,000 acres of farmland. God,
And-
what are you sheeple, stupid?
And then I was seeing where, Trump's wanting to take back the Panama Canal and get control.
Oh, he's going to. People going to go, how's he going to do that? He's going to do. How's he going to do that and save these people and do this and do this? Just like he said, man, the U.S. is all about doing the impossible.
Well,
So,
China's got another route that they can go through.
like losing weight is impossible. Tell the stars to leave the sky, it's just impossible. Tell me not to eat pie, it's just impossible.
Did you get any requests for singing on anybody's phone message? Phone ringtone? No? Nobody bid on that. But anyway, like I was saying, China's found another route to go through South America. and that's why I think Trump's wanting to change it to the Gulf of America, so we can call that probably international waters, or not non-international waters, but United States owned waters, and maybe.
Well, how many states
sailing
do we
that.
have that border the Gulf of America?
Well, we
Texas and
we got
Louisiana
enough.
and
We got
Mississippi and
Florida and Alabama,
Louisiana,
or not
Florida.
Alabama, but Louisiana and Mississippi. Yeah, and there's probably more square footage of than Mexico's got. I don't know, but who cares?
Yeah, how'd it get like that in the first place?
Yeah, we just take it anyway. But if you don't like what Trump's doing, man, then you just don't like America. And that's all I got to say about that. But jumping into the comments and questions here, we got Patricia Lynn. Just got through listening to Down South Jukin'. I never noticed the clapping in that one, Craig. Were you part of the clapping? I know you were clapping in the J.J. Cale song.
Yeah, I was always a part of the clapping.
Yeah, so you're a clapper in the.
Well, you
Down
got to
South
get
Jukin'?
as many people clapping as possible to get the proper effect.
Did they call y'all in the studio and go, okay?
Yeah,
we need
everybody got everybody in there.
Were they playing the song at the time, or how were they doing it? Was it recorded?
Yeah, it's played. They play the song over the monitors, and then you're just clapping. You're wearing
And then
headphones. You're wearing headphones and clapping. Yeah.
Was everybody in time, or did you have to get on to somebody?
Well, I guess they monitor you. I don't know.
More cowbell, more cowbell. Well, there you have it.
I'm
Patricia.
kind of like the jerk. Remember the jerk trying to keep time with the radio?
That's what I was wondering, if you were in time or not, because this, I guess they could shut your mic off.
Somebody's clapping out of time.
Were y'all clapping into like one mic or several mics, or do you remember?
There was several. Yeah, there was a couple. There was several. There was multiple people in one mic at a time.
And who all was in there?
God, I don't remember. There was probably at least 6 people in there.
Oh, is that it?
At least. I don't remember. I got brain damage. I can't remember all that.
Were you like all nervous and everything because you were being recorded clapping?
No. It's just there's not a lot of people that are hanging around in the studio all the time, when they're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
And the producer will go, okay, we need some clapping in there. Okay, who's around here to clap?
But that studio time is expensive. And, if you don't get it done in time, but they said that Apple, the Beatles, when they did theirs, they just gave them the studio and they said, here, and they just left the tape running all the time because those guys were coming up with creative stuff and they didn't want to miss it. So they just left the tape running and gave them endless hours of recording in that studio. They should have done that with Skynyrd even.
Yeah, that's what Jeff Carlisi was saying about Four Walls of Rayford when Kevin just left the machine running and they were kind of conversing in between the, takes, and when they stopped and Jeff said, "What's wrong, Ronnie?" And Ronnie said, "I kind of forgot what I was saying in there." And Jeff said, "Well, look at your notes." He goes, looked at him.
What notes?
Well, I don't use notes.
Yeah, man.
I don't write nothing down.
That's pretty hard, but he always said if you had to write it down, it
wasn't worth remembering.
Yeah. So, but if I didn't write any, I'd have never made it through high school. Did Ronnie graduate high school?
No, Mm-mm.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
What grade did he drop out?
I don't know. Probably ninth or 10th. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Gene did the same thing. Gene said the third grade was the hardest 3 years of his life. He failed third grade 3 times. Speaking of Gene, I talked to him yesterday, and he's got this ring that he had on his hand in the plane crash, and it's got I think it's a rose-colored sapphire or something like that, and then it's got some other jewels in it, but it's a gold ring, and he's wanting to sell that ring. Now, this ring was in the plane crash, and it's a pretty valuable ring because the jeweler told him it was a rare stone in there, and Gene's wanting to auction it off somehow. And I said, well, I'll ask Craig, see if, something about raffle tickets, maybe taking raffle tickets, and then, but more on that.
Well, everybody's already got a number. So, yeah. It'd be easy to do. Just write, if it happens, just write into the Stone Roadie at gmail.com and well, let me see.
Well, you'd have to buy a ticket. They'd have to send. We'll find somebody to collect the money, other than us. But we'll figure it all out.
Everybody's already got a number, so if we can figure out a way for everybody to buy a thing and buy a number, well, maybe we'll make up some kind of a sheet, and you can just buy a number.
yeah, something like that. But I'm going to go
to like you do, you buy a square. We'll have so many squares, and you can buy a square or something.
I'm gonna go to Gene's house this weekend, and I'm gonna take my Robert Wheatley camera over there because it's got the microphone, and I'm gonna put that microphone on Gene, and then we're gonna show the tackle box opening in its full duration of you, and we're going to turn it down, and you're going to just, how you held up every item in the tackle box, and I'm going to get Gene's reaction and his commentary on everything that you show in the tackle box, see if he might remember any of it, and then I'll get him to show the ring. So next week, look for maybe even Sunday night. I'll go over there and I'll get back home by Sunday night, and then Monday morning we can air it, and then maybe Monday we'll have it for the viewers of Gene going through the tackle box, and then we'll show that ring, and then we'll see what people think, and kind of.
Yeah, I told Griff, I said, I think maybe Ronnie put that tackle box together to do some fishing up north, like here in Ohio and around more, because there's places up here, Darien Lake and New York and everything. They all, where we did shows, they all have lakes and stuff there. So I thought maybe he put it together to do some fishing up here because there was hoolie poppers and jitterbugs and stuff and bobbers and stuff like that in there, and I never seen Ronnie use any stuff like that. And Rick Griff said, "Oh yeah, they use those hoolie poppers and jitterbugs and all."
Oh yeah,
and frogs and stuff in Florida too. So
well, you want to be It's better to have everything and not need anything than it is when you're fishing, because if you see something. Like, there's been many a times I'll be fishing and I'll see like a bass grab something off the top of the water, and I'll throw on a top water plug and throw it over there to see if that bass is still hungry, and a lot of times that works. So, yeah.
When I was with Ronnie, we were only fishing for that great big hog, man, that world record bass. So
that worm fishing, yeah.
Yeah, we just used our I used a great big long purple worm with a hook on each side. Never caught nothing because the bait was so big. But You know, we were going for
Yeah.
that big one.
But those bass, they'll even eat birds and things. You know, they've shown bass grab a bird off of a low hanging branch. Yeah, those are pretty. They got a big old mouth on them, man.
A fish can eat another fish a third of its size, can it?
I've seen them eat some pretty big ones, and when I go to clean them, I've found some pretty crazy stuff inside of them too. You know, mussels and things like that. You know, things you wouldn't think they would eat, but
Yeah, people catch them bass and they go to take the hook out of their mouth and a snake comes out and bites them.
that's happened before. There was a little kid that happened to, and he died actually. Over at Saddle Creek over here where I live. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do with Gene, and then more on that ring. John Rafferty, Mercurochrome isn't for sale in the United States anymore because it contains mercury. I
Oh,
think
wow.
somebody else said it was taken out of.
Yeah, makes sense. Mercury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
So you got
And-
some illegal shit in that tackle box there, Craig.
oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man.
bottle looked like it'd been in a couple of different tackle boxes.
It looked like it had
This
some
was beat
missing.
up. It was
Looked
half
like they were.
gone too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Crazy, man. That just kind of like even made it more interesting that it had that in there. And
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
weird.
people were really loved that tackle box going through that thing. And that's why we're going to get Gene to go through it. And by the way, Gene's trying to raise money because he's got a bucket list. And on his bucket list, he wants to go back to Germany where he was stationed in the army. And then he's got some friends in the Netherlands, which I met his friends in the Netherlands. They're real nice people. And he wants to go back over there and see them. And he wants to go back to Germany where he was stationed and before he kicks the bucket. And he said now that he don't have prostate cancer, then that's the plan. That's what he wants to do. So he said, I only got so much time left. I got another window of opportunity. So yeah, we'll more on that. And then Jeff once says he wants to know the name of Christina's hunting ranch. He couldn't find it on the internet. Well, it's not a hunting ranch. She just has exotic animals on a lot of
It's
land.
a private. She knows a bunch of people and she lets people hunt there, but it's real private.
Yeah, it's
She
not
doesn't advertise it. There's
right.
just some exotic. A lot of people she knows they hunt exotic animals and that it's just a special clientele that she caters to.
Yeah, it's not open to the public and you can Google
No.
it and go, oh, yeah, let's sign up. No, it's not like
No,
that.
no. It's a special clientele. She knows, like I said, she got animals off of Ted Nugent. They traded them back and forth. She deals with a special class of
Yeah.
people down there.
Yeah. And I've heard about, she's got a bunch of lakes and they got quite a bit of fish in them. And she's got those, I forget, they call them cuberas or something. Those water, they look like a big rat and they jump in the water. And those things will scare the hell out of you, man.
She's got one of those doggone bronze elks that her dad had. It's actually her dad's
His
burial
tombstone. Yeah.
tombstone, and there's only 5 of them in the world. It's huge. It's 15 feet tall. I don't know.
How did she get that
And
one?
there's only 5 of them in the world, and some prince owns one of them. But yeah, it's all solid brass. It's huge, big elk. Yeah, it's cool as shit.
Yeah, so that's the story on that. It's not open to the public or for anybody that's interested in going. It's only for private use and her friends. Jeff is looking for a picture of Billy playing piano so he can put it in a shadow box with the vest that he purchased. I'll pay you, Craig. I emailed you some time back, but you didn't reply.
I remember that. I thought I replied. Yeah, I got pictures of Billy playing the piano. I
Um,
got one I took of him in the Hell House when he was playing that old little Wurlitzer.
is he the one that bought the vest that came out of the
he,
rehab
he must have, yeah.
with the vest with Joe on it?
The vest with Joe. No, yeah, that the vest with Joe that came out of the rehab place. Yeah.
Is that the same vest we're talking about?
What's the guy's name? I don't remember.
Jeff?
I don't
Yes,
remember.
Jeff. He's the same guy. He says, fuck the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, man, Craig ain't giving it to
I
him.
want to get my name in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Craig's gonna let
Get
him
my
borrow
name
it,
in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
and then he's gonna put from donated by Craig Reed of the Stone Roadie podcast. And all those people looking at that, they're going to see that and they're going to get on their phone right away and go, what's this? And then our
Oh, I'm going to
subscription.
make them put on there, donated by Craig Reed, the world's most famous roadie. And then I'll say, you have to put that on there or I'm not going to give it to you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
you have to be donated by the world's most famous roadie, Craig Reed. There you go.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's my end to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to get that category recognized, and then maybe somebody could actually beat me.
Yeah. So when you going to go down there and ask him about it?
Well, me and Robert are going to go this spring. Matter of fact, hey Robert, I got those neon signs you sent me. He sent me some neon signs. One says rock and roll, and the other one says on the air. And I'm gonna put them up behind me.
Yeah. He's always got some cool shit, man. Yeah. So, yeah, when you go down there with him, you probably need to you got to find out who the curator of that place is.
Oh, I know who they are. I got their, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I just show up there and they come down and meet me.
Yeah.
There that day.
That's where
They change all the time. I've talked to, but it's always.
We were supposed to go with 3 people, and then the other person couldn't show up. No, it was 4 people because John Neal went with us. It was you, me, John Neal, and then somebody else. Sammy couldn't go or something, and that's when you gave that ticket to that girl, and she told you her name, and then the lady goes, "Hey, we need her name to write on her wristband." And then Craig goes over and goes, "What's your name, little girl?" Like that. And I went, "That's it.
What's
That's
your
where
name,
Ronnie
little
got
girl?"
that shit from." Yeah, that's where Ronnie got that shit. So I got to witness that. Then Kimmy's pissed off. Kimmy, she says, "That shit Carol the Cake Girl just posted pissed me off." What'd you post? What'd you comment on there, Carol the Cake Girl? Kimmy, she's pissed off about it, man. I'd like to find out what that is. I looked. I couldn't see it. Maybe it was last week. Kimmy, she might be, looking at last week's shit and thinking about it and putting it on this week's stuff. Yeah. Watch out, Carol the Cake Girl. I wouldn't want to be on Kimmy's bad side. She ain't even scared of her old man. Yeah,
Hey, I just noticed my hat almost matches that one on the skeleton head there.
Yeah, kind of does.
How about that?
Then Autumn Honecker. Craig, do you have any Cassie Gaines stories? Leslie said in Griff's interview she could be a Spitfire sometimes. And then she wants to know, did you guys ever get to meet Led Zeppelin?
No, never got to meet none of them Led Zeppelin people.
No.
Cassie was really, she was just really laid back, man. You know, you go into her hotel. As soon as you went into her hotel room, it was like her and Artimus would had a contest to who could make the biggest hippie den.
Oh yeah.
One day. Yeah, yeah. Artemis would take the bed, put the bed up on the wall, and put up on the wall. They'd put candles and drapes and
Yeah, she was a hippie. She was a
stuff all
hippie
over
girl.
the scarves over the lamps, and just.
And whenever I was up there in Oklahoma and those guys, I was doing On the Road with Griff Martin in Oklahoma, which if you haven't seen that, I don't know what number it is, but I went with members of Crawdad and friends of Steve Gaines and Cassie, and we went to his childhood home, and we drove around to some of the places where he played, and they told stories and things. And one of them was, I think it was Moose, who was in Crawdad, actually had to be the one to fire Cassie from being, I think, backup singer in the band of Crawdad, and he didn't feel too good about that. As a matter of fact, I think he said that her mom was kind of mad at him for a little while about that, but then she left and went to college, and that's somehow how she got hooked up. And I guess Leslie Hawkins is the one that found her and put her in Skynyrd. But
was she the backup singer, or did she want to be the lead?
The singer? Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And
she was singing.
I thought they didn't want a chick singer.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't want a
See,
chick
Craig,
singer.
you were paying attention to that thing, and I was there, and I can't even remember.
Yeah, they didn't want a chick singer. She was the singer, and they didn't want a chick singer. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. That you can go find it. I don't know, how's it labeled, do you think, Craig? Steve Gaines, On the Road with Griff Martin, or
God, I don't remember how I posted that one. I don't. Remember.
Yeah, but you'll find it if you look hard enough.
On the Road with Griff Martin, one of the ones back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
I probably put it Steve Gaines. Probably made it.
Probably
something
was
about Steve Gaines.
Yeah, and it's pretty long because I didn't want to part it out into two parts. I wanted everybody to be able to see it all in one.
Yeah, that was cool. All those
podcast.
Old venues that they played.
Yeah, those guys were great, man. I tell you what, Steve Gaines, they weren't wild and crazy. I mean, they were, but nothing like Skynyrd. I mean, but then again, those guys from Skynyrd went up there and they partied all around up there, and you probably were up there too. You probably don't even remember. You were up there in that. I think they went fishing on that river up there. I think it's the Miami River. I forget what river it is, but yeah, you guys were up there several times. You remember going up there, Craig? No?
No, I don't remember going back there.
Yeah, there was a couple pictures I posted of.
Well,
of them.
I traveled with the crew back then, so.
Yeah, maybe you didn't go then.
Well, yeah, well, we had the planes, but I don't know. I don't remember if we had buses back. We didn't even have buses back then when Steve was with the band.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't think so. I don't think we even. I think we were.
You had to, man. That was when Skynyrd was at their height.
We had that first plane for a while before we got that other plane, and we had that other plane for a year.
So you didn't have buses and planes at the same time?
No.
Oh, you must have just rode in limos then. Yeah, because that's the way Elvis did it. Elvis, in the early days, he used a bus, but whenever I got to see him.
Yeah, after we got the planes, we didn't have the buses no more.
Yeah, I guess that's the
We
reason
just
to get
rode
rid
in
of
limos.
to get rid of the buses is if you have a plane. So
Yeah, we had limos. Yeah, it's in my films. It shows the limos showing up, and then the taxi cabs would show up with the luggage, or the vans. We had limo. That's what we had. We had 2 limos and 2 vans, or a van. A
okay,
van
that
for
makes sense.
or 2 vans for the luggage.
And if you'd have made it to New Orleans, you were going to get another plane, weren't you?
I don't know. Supposedly, no. They only had 2 planes, and they were just going to fix that plane. I don't know what was happening.
Well, later on, you got a better plane. Oh, John Meyer says he and his wife were watching old Skynyrd videos, and then she said, "Look, Ronnie has a mangina," just like they said on Gene Odom said on the podcast, and he started laughing and said, "It's not a mangina. She forgot it was a New Jersey vagina." Well, I'm glad you guys are paying attention to the Stone Roadie podcast, and yeah, you can't miss old Gene. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Gene because Jimmy Withers, Gene's friend. If you go somewhere with Gene, you could get in trouble real fast just by standing there and not saying a word, because Gene will get you in trouble. Like the time Gene and Jimmy went to some bar and this biker gang came in, and they were Scottish, I guess, and they had kilts. And some guy came over there and bent over in front of Gene, and he's like, "I hope you got damn underwear on underneath that dress." And Jimmy said he looked around, and those guys were like ready to fight, And then just the other day, some ladies were cackling in the corner at the restaurant, and Jimmy said he was looking around, and he just knew Gene was getting ready to say something. And Gene said, all I could do to hold it back, man. I was wanting to say something, but I knew I didn't want to get Jimmy all riled up, so I didn't say anything. But Jimmy was waiting, because I'm telling you, man, it don't matter who you are. If you ever book a West Side tour and you go with Gene on the West Side tour, he always takes you to lunch. And then when you go to lunch, you may or may not get in trouble because he don't mess around, man. He says what he thinks is hilarious. You're either gonna laugh or you're gonna get beat up. I don't know. But Wayne says there's a photo of Ronnie, Doug Clifford of CCR, and Charlie Watts together at Nebworth in 1976. You ever seen that photo, Craig?
Yeah. Ronnie looks like he's pissed off.
Oh, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Was he pissed off, you think?
I don't know.
Do you have that picture?
I've seen the picture. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw one of Ronnie, and he had Paul McCartney, but I think that was photoshopped. It was a picture of Ronnie and Paul McCartney. Did you see that one, Craig?
I don't remember.
Yeah, somebody told me that was Photoshop, but that was pretty cool. It'd be a pretty cool picture. Charlie Watts and Doug Clifford. Tuxedo Manor. Can you tell us about the Ronnie figurine in the background there, Griff? Yes. Somebody gave this. When you're on the podcast with the most famous roadie in rock and roll, you get gifts, and you get gifts all the time. And somebody, very nice person, gave me that. A very cool person, and if you look at it up close, it looks just like Ronnie, but you can't see it in this picture. But he doesn't have a New Jersey vagina in this. He looks pretty slim in there. But yeah, and he's got on the infamous shirt too. also Neil Young, the Neil Young shirt, and he's got you see the belt buckle? That's the belt buckle.
Oh
Right
wow,
there
he's
that
got the belt buckle on,
with the
huh?
sconches on it. Yeah. So whoever made that, it's pretty cool. And it's got the microphone, and that microphone stand comes out of his hands. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And I thought somebody would enjoy that if I put that
Yeah,
up
I
there
got the
like that.
bobblehead right over there.
Yeah, you got the bobblehead Ronnie Van Zant, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the story on that there, Tuxedo Manor. Thanks for asking. And yeah, I don't never mind show and tell anything that you see, like my space shuttle. I got this. Actually, this was an award. I got a Snoopy award, and they flew me out to Houston, and I got to meet all the astronauts, and they handed me this plaque and this space shuttle for one of my inventions that I did. And man, that was a cool trip. I got to go to the pool where the astronauts train in the space station, probably where they videotape all their supposed trips to the space station. But yeah, moving right along. Joe Mueller says Craig's perfectionism is probably one of the reasons Skynyrd gave good shows, and the legendary staff behind the scene and the rest of the crew is what made it all possible. Yeah, I'd say Craig probably had a good hand in making things go smooth and everything sound good. And do you ever recall any time Ronnie chewing your ass out, Craig, for something you didn't do right?
No, never.
No, no. You never. Did you ever get in an argument with Ronnie about anything where he said, "Hey,
Never.
you son of a bitch"? No,
Uh-uh.
never
Never.
once had an argument with Ronnie.
No, we never had. I never had a disagreement with any of them guys.
That's a perfect employee. That's good, man. Glad to hear that. That's why whenever your time comes, then you'll be in the band still upstairs in the heavenly Skynyrd band, and you'll all be free birds. Is that the bobblehead?
Let me zoom in here. Oh, poop.
You might be as far as you can go.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Oh.
that's as far as my zoom goes right there.
Oh. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, does that microphone stand come out of his hand?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that looks more like Johnny than Ronnie.
I got the Lynyrd Skynyrd monument wristband around the monument.
Oh, yeah, I remember that wristband.
They had some monitors there that had advertising on them, and I put the Lynyrd Skynyrd wristband on there. Monument wristband.
Yeah, you got all kinds of cool stuff on that desk. Do you ever see Craig's desk, man? You wonder why he wouldn't be able to find anything because everything is just you can't see the wood on the desk.
Somebody sent me the Trumpinator.
Yeah, and I tell you what, man, that speech he made right after he was inaugurated, boy, he chewed old Biden a new ass. You know, I was riveted on my seat. I had to pee real bad, and I said, "No, I'll wait, man. I can't wait. I got to listen to every bit of this." What's it say?
Impeach this.
Yeah.
And then it says you're fired.
See, one day Tanner will have a podcast and he'll be on there with some rocket scientist guy and he'll go, "Yeah, my grandpa was a roadie and then this was all his stuff and then I'm going to auction it off on eBay." Let me see here. Joe Mueller, he says, Thank God we voted in Donald Trump, but the evil left will try everything they can to disrupt things. Yeah, they've already started picking on Elon Musk here. Something about something he did. They're on
He
top of
did
him for that.
the thing like this.
It looked like Hitler.
Yeah, like that something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Then Larry Tate, the unlikely disciple, says he loved the Evil Knievel shirt you had on, Craig. I didn't notice you had an Evil Knievel shirt on.
Oh, that my yeah, that was from some that was a golf shirt. It had the stars and
Did you
stripes.
have it on the last podcast?
When I had the Donald Trump hat on, yeah, that had the stars and
Oh,
stripe on it. It was from some golf classic. Yeah, senior. I think it was from a senior golf classic.
and then John Morrow. Hey guys, as of noon today, the BS filled legacy of Biden Harris goes right down the toilet where it belongs. Yeah, see, there's a lot of people in here that, they're happy with the Mr. T situation. Now, I'd say most people are. There's some people that aren't. Let me see, is that the same guy? Yeah, John Morrow. And he says, I can't believe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has no display of Lynyrd Skynyrd history. The music stands the test of time. They don't have anything in there with Lynyrd Skynyrd right now, Craig?
For a long, long time, they had Gary's SG and Steve Strat and Ed Strat and Leon's bass and the Explorer
Yeah.
in there in the case right before you even entered the actual museum. They had it outside before you gave them your ticket. They had it out there, and there was a big round display. It was all that. And then the last couple of years I've been up there, it was just Gary's Bernice was all that was there. But now, from what I understand, it's not there. But that was the only thing they had.
Yeah, they need that tackle
I
box
got some
down there.
stuff. I got some stuff I'll take up there to them.
Yeah, that would be cool to see that. And Mickey Wilson, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is an effing joke. Don't
It
let
is.
them have
It
shit.
is. It is. It really is. But those Skinner stuff, they're up there. They need some stuff up there. I mean, God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We need to advertise the Stone Roadie as much as we
I'll
can.
donate.
Man.
That's how I'll get. That's how I'll get my name in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a Rolls Royce famous roadie. I'll donate.
Yeah, that's that. I bet you never thought of that before until
No.
now.
I got all my hotel key collection. Oh, I need to find that. That's one thing I need to find, that hotel key collection.
That's the new thing we can bug you about. We don't have a tackle box to bug you about. So
yeah, I
now
need
it's
to find that. I'll take
Yeah.
that. They used to have one up there, but a long time ago. They had a hotel key collection, and I went, shit, mine's bigger than that.
Yeah, man, that's what you need to find next. All right, I'll start bugging.
Yeah, they
you
don't
about
have one
that.
up there anymore. Yeah, I'll take mine up there and give it to them.
I'll start
I'll
bugging
take
you
that
about
in the
that.
tackle box.
Yeah, you can have a whole like window display.
A lot of those hotel keys I had in there were were from Ronnie's and Gary's and all theirs rooms, because they had suites and they had different nicer keys than I had.
I wonder how you would display it.
They had those big old suites in some of those places. They had nicer keys.
Just throw them in a pile, just so everybody can look at them, go by and go, the Stone Roadie, these are all the keys at all the
Oh, I got
rooms
so many
that all the
hotel keys.
Skynyrd stayed. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll start bugging you every podcast now that we get to see those And then we'll find out something after that you got. Not to deviate from bugging you about sending the
They're in a
prizes
bag.
off.
They're in a bag or a box somewhere. I think they're in a. Well, I know they are. They're in a Japanese laundry bag, a great big canvas Japanese laundry bag. But what that laundry bag is in, I don't know.
Did you think you put it in the attic?
It's in an orange, great big orange. Probably it's in a great big orange laundry bag from Japan.
So you think it's in the attic?
What that bag is in, I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's the problem. You put the bag in something.
I put the bag in something else.
Yeah.
In a
How
box.
many years ago was that?
I haven't seen them for a while. I haven't seen that tackle box for 12 years. I probably haven't seen those keys in 12 years.
All right, Linda Jo LaCava. Lynyrd Skynyrd is music, not politics. I'm an independent and I love Ronnie Van Zant. Well, that probably came from the comment that I said, how can you be a Democrat and like Lynyrd Skynyrd because it don't go together? Well, I'm a registered Republican, but only because I never changed it, but I'm basically an independent myself. But ain't no way in hell I would ever be a Democrat, because if you like them, I mean, you might tap your foot to a Lynyrd Skynyrd song, but everybody likes Lynyrd Skynyrd, but you ain't Skynyrd if you're a Democrat.
I don't know what a Democrat is. I don't know what a pub Republican is. I really don't know what their policies are.
One's a
I
communist.
know most of the ones that the Democrats are mostly don't make any sense, and you'd have to be mentally ill to follow them. But I just know I don't want anything to do with socialism or communism.
Yeah, and that's what the
All this
Democrat
other-
parties.
There's only two sexes, a man and a woman. So whichever party believes that, I'm kind of on that train.
Then she goes on to say, I'm an independent American from Holland. I guess she lives in Holland. Why do you guys like Trump? Let's not forget the way he treats women. I never heard anything he did to a woman, I mean, so let's take a look at, I always use this as an example. You're on the Titanic and it's sinking, which that's representation of the United States. While it was under the Democratic rule, it was a sinking ship. And along comes the Trump ship. And you're like, I'm not getting on that Trump ship. I'm going to take my chances on this sinking Titanic right here because that ship don't like women. So there's your example. I mean, and then, whether you like him or not, he's going to save the country. And if you want, well, you're living in Holland, which that's probably socialism at its best. But,
I'm probably guilty of a lot of things Trump did to women. I've even called them fat. Well, if they were fat,
And then there's another one, Teutronic Truth. The fact that Trump admires that communist Martin Luther King says it all. Well, everybody's got to like Martin Luther King. If you don't say you like Martin Luther King, then you just lost all your black voters and all your black people. You ain't get, that's political suicide. That's just being stupid.
I don't know what any of his policies were, to tell you the truth.
Actually, if you listen to Martin Luther King's speeches, they were not geared around anything. They were great speeches, but talk about a womanizer. That guy, I heard he had he had all kinds of women on the side.
Yeah. let's talk about, a lot of men are guilty of kind of taking advantage of women.
I never did. They always took advantage of me. Yeah, they always took advantage of me. That's probably why I'm still single. I learned my lesson. BK 1554. Craig, have you addressed Trump's waistline yet? Trump?
Yeah, I have. I've
Yeah.
commented on Trump's waistline before, and I've commented about him eating McDonald's. Everybody has some kind of everybody, each and every one of us has some kind of a mental illness. Trump has never smoked. He's never drank. You know, he's you got to have some mental illness, and
Yeah,
and I guess God, I can't even imagine being having to my disposal anything I wanted to eat. I mean,
oh yeah, just
there's
snap
so
your
much,
fingers.
and French cuisine or whatever. He's got people that. God, I like all that, stuff too, man. But I'm just not around it. God, he's worth how many billions of dollars? I mean, he lives. God, that house, that Mar-a-Lago is worth $1.5 billion or something.
Did you see when he was in the ovary office? I call it the ovary office because that's what Clinton turned it into, the ovary office, when he had Monica in there. But did you see when he was signing all those executive orders and then somebody asked him, "Hey, did you look in the desk yet to see if Joe left
Oh,
you
I
a
saw
note?"
that. Yeah.
And then he goes, "No, good idea," and that guy was like, when he said that, that made Trump like that guy even more because he was on the ball, and then he opened a drawer and there it was. He didn't want to read it. I don't know if he's read it yet. But then somebody also asked him, "Hey, have you found out what those orbs and those drones were for? Have you found that out yet?" And he goes, "I've only been in office 15 minutes." And then he looks at this girl and he goes, "Yeah," he goes, "What was that?" And he goes, "Go find out what that was." And he told some girl, "Go find out what that was and report back." So he don't even know what the hell it was, man. Nobody knows what it was. Yeah, it's still nobody knows. That's what's so jacked up.
But
It's Trump.
Melania looks good. She's a classy looking lady. Melania. She's really classy.
Yeah, I mean, she, but she was saying something, man. I think Trump was talking about something, and he goes, "I don't want to tell you this, but Melania's feet are killing her."
Oh yeah. They
Walking
made
around in
her
the high
walk.
heels. Yeah.
God, man, I'm gonna tell you what. I was watching hours later after I thought it was all over with. I turned on and they were at another function,
Yeah, he was doing.
and there was these guys. I mean, I turned it on and it's just these guys, this band playing drums, just for a monotonous amount of time. And Trump and Melania had to just sit there and watch. It bored
Yeah,
me to death. And these guys are dancing and it was boring after all the shit they had to go through. They had to watch these
I
freaking
know they had
idiots
to be beat. Yeah.
beating their drums and dance. And I'm going, good God, man, you got to be joking. But Trump played it off good and said, yeah, those guys were good. They
Yeah,
are
yeah,
boring,
yeah,
especially after going through that shit for 10 hours or something. Watch that bullshit.
he
My
was
God,
actually enjoying that entire inauguration, man, because you got to admit, he does like to get the attention. And then you know how many like press conferences I've seen since his inauguration? He sat down for hours upon hours with with the media and answered every one of them's questions. And then one guy asked something about a preemptive strike, and he says, I would be stupid to answer that question. And then what he's telling that guy is, you're stupid for asking it, you know? That same guy keeps asking him that question everywhere he goes, and I think he's getting tired of it.
Been stupid like that before. He said, I would be stupid even. But I wonder what Barron said to Biden. Barron went up to Biden and said something, and Biden went,
oh, really?
Yeah. The kid went up to Biden and said something to him. And Biden went,
probably called him an asshole. He said, my old man's after you now.
That was funny.
But that's all the comments and questions, Craig. And this is the end of the jibber jabber on the comments and questions. And I guess we can call her a wrap.
Yeah.
And everybody stay warm, because it's going to be cold in the morning. Not going to snow here, but I think the only place it isn't snowing in the United States is probably in the middle of the wildfires in California and at the southern tip of Florida.
Yeah, I heard him talk on the radio. Yeah, if this is global warming, I don't know. They sure got this one wrong, They're able to manipulate the weather, man, and they're trying to drive them people out of North Carolina. Jiminy Christmas, it's 10 degrees. It's colder here than it's been in forever. They're doing something. They're trying to drive them people out of North Carolina, but supposedly Trump's going down there. You said tomorrow or something.
Yeah, I think pretty soon. Yeah, he's going first place.
They're down there in damn tents. People forgot about them. All that crap happened out there in California. People forgot about them.
Yeah, that's taking a second back seat. That's taking a back seat to California.
We still going to do that guy, try to do something for that guy?
Yeah, Grinstead. I'm going to, John Grinstead, I'm going to do a GoFundMe. And then now that, it's so cold there, but I'm going to set up a GoFundMe for Grinstead. And then I'm going to do a heavy campaign trying to raise money for him. And I need to talk to John Williams again. He does the towers, and he's got a lot of connections. And John, if you're watching, man, I've been so busy. I've been meaning to call you and talk to you about some things. And he's been trying to find a place for us to have a little concert, and he's been working pretty hard. So I'll be in touch with you, buddy. Appreciate all the help. And happy Wednesday to everybody out there. Stay warm.
All righty then. All right. Happy trails to you until we meet again. And see you later, alligator, at the Wild Crocodile. And we're going to call that a wrap. And we're out of here. Cut.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep token until then.